Hi, this is Stephen Wilcox, and this is what I've been working on in ITEC 108. So, as some of you may know, some of you who've been in classes with me before, I'm a musician and a music teacher, and I am interested in putting together materials for music classes, specifically for a music theory or music fundamentals class for the university that I teach at. This course is a very large course. It runs with about 850 to 1,200 students every semester. And though the course is very broad for the purposes of 801, I've only focused on a very small amount of the material. So I've been focusing on a single unit's worth of material as opposed to trying to sort out all of this background and instructional information for the entire course. But I've focused in on the aspect of the course that surrounds pitch. And pitch, you can think of them as kind of the building blocks of music. Pitch is the highness or lowness of a musical sound along the spectrum of frequencies that an ear can hear. That's very fearsome, but what it's saying is pitches are high musical sounds and low musical sounds, sounds that you can sing along to, that you can hum with. And what this instruction will do is it will take students from a point where they really have no formal training. They have no formal training about music, but it'll take them to the point where they can read notated music. Now, so as I've kind of hinted at what the gap is here, but the gap is, in this course, really, the gap is between nothing and something, frankly. These students who are entering this course are considered, just really by policy, to have no musical training. As far as we are concerned, they've never held an instrument, they've never sung in choir, they've never done anything musical, they've never learned to read music. Maybe they've played a little Guitar Hero, but that's about as far as it's gone. We consider them to be complete novices. And we have to get them to the point where they can read, write, interpret, and do simple performances of music notation, specifically as it relates to pitch. There's all sorts of aspects that relate to harmony and melody and rhythm, but we're not really dealing with any of that. We're just dealing in this unit with pitch. So read, write, interpret, perform music notation as it relates to pitch. So let's take a look at what that would be like. Nothing. They will see lines, they will see a keyboard, they will see symbols, but this will mean nothing to them. And by the end of the program, they should be able to add clefs to a musical staff. They should be able to add pitches and know what pitch they're adding. So a G, F sharp, G. They should know how to find those notes on the piano keyboard. So here would be a G. And then they'd be able to perform those notes. So that's where we take them, from nothing to something. And that's quite a long distance. So that would be our terminal objective. That is where we're trying to get to. So how are we going to deliver this fabulously interesting content? Oh my God. Well, we're going to use an LMS. It's shocking that I would go that way, but I know I love to be innovative and unconventional and deliver content through a learning management system. Now, I will be using two LMSs, actually. One is Pearson's eCollege, which I love for its utility, and I hate for the way it tries to steal everything from you. Pearson is a little grabby, but that is one way, and when this course is delivered to Rutgers, it will be through Pearson E College. So when I do a redesign, that's what I'm keeping in mind, or what the capacities of Pearson E College is. But I will also be delivering it via Moodle. I'd like to set up my own Moodle site, and I've been playing with Moodle in 865 and actually putting together some materials based on the work I'm doing in 801. So let's go ahead and open up Moodle and see what that looks like. And this is about how much I have accomplished so far. I still have a lot of distance to go, but this is the unit I am delivering. And what I generally like to do is give them a text lesson, and inside the text lesson, I tend to provide them with some Flash animations or Flash tools that they can play around with, graphics, lots of hopefully clear explanations, and instruments that they can play. And really descriptions of kind of processes they can go through to hear the kinds of things I want them to hear. I give them lots of musical examples, and then I give them a video summary of everything I've covered that's covered in the text lesson. So that's generally the way I like to proceed with the kind of the direct delivery of content. Then I usually give them an assessment based on what we just covered. Often I'll give them a practice tool. So here's a practice tool. I give them a video description of how to find keys on the keyboard, and then I give them a practice tool. So based on the knowledge that they should have developed through the written lesson and through the video content, they should be able to find notes without even thinking about it. So here's an A, but no. So I tell them what the note they're playing is, and I indicate that it's wrong with an obnoxious noise. Another A, another A, another A. So, and what I'd like to follow up with is a series of short ear training exercises. I find that a lot of this content is fairly abstract, and it's nice to kind of bring it back to the real world of sound. And ultimately, I want them to do performances of what they're working on. So the final piece of, or one of the final elements that they'll do to demonstrate that they've arrived at the learning objective is to notate simple melodies with the notation tool I demonstrated earlier, and then play them back on the attached piano. And I've used a site called, that I just found, which is working pretty well, Record MP3, and you can just record simple content. It's just a flash recorder, and then it'll it'll encode an MP3 and output it. So that is what I've been working on, and I know it was fabulously interesting. So thanks a lot.